Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper. We're finally here in the Chamber of Crossroads, and it's time for us to actually do some quests here. To the Chamber of
I
Crossroads.
am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Thutmose sent you to check on us, did he? More like he sent you to check on me. I still owe him a hefty gambling debt from our last outing together, and I'm betting he wants to make sure I live long enough to make good on it. Well, we could use the extra hands anyway, so you're welcome to stay if you have a pair of them to lend our efforts. Well, yeah, I guess I have a pair of hands here. So now, pick up some quests.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
Yes. Welcome to the Chamber of Crossroads, Pinestone. We are fairly busy here, as you can no doubt see, and could certainly use your help. Our encampment is a vital link to the supply chain between Durin's Threshold and the 21st Hall, far to the east. It is also nearly impossible for anything to get past us here without us spotting them, so it's very important that we do not fail to hold this chamber against anything the goblins and orcs can throw at us. If you're of a mind to help us out, you should speak with Falstaff, Rink, and Gansey over here, that they have some rather important matters they need attending to. Or so they tell me. I am sure I can find something for you to do as well. Right. And here's the something I can find for you at will.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
One of my dwarves, Kroom, has discovered a large goblin camp to the westernmost chamber of Durin's Way, which the creatures called Neeknak Faltor in his vile tongue. Neeknak Faltor. Yuck. He has only scouted around the outskirts of it and is asked to help investigate more closely. I cannot spare any extra men for this, but if you would go and ensure his safety, I would be grateful. You can find him over at Ninkan Falkor to the north of here. When you have learned more about the encampment, return to me. Alright? What about you?
Hear me out, friend, for I have a tale of glory to tell.
Yes, the goblins are among the most ancient and bitter rivals of Durin's folk, and yet again they prove to be an obstacle in our path. The chamber to the north has become inhabited by goblins. If you ever hope to reclaim Durin's Way from those who made it great, then we must drive our old foe away. Find the hall to the high stair and confront any goblins you may find. So we need to kill some goblins? I know, what a shocker.
If we drive the orcs from Khazad-dûm, will it be enough?
Forgive me, Pinestone, for any rudeness. I am not permitted to leave my post here, but I have had incessant drums are driving me mad. I've not had any decent sleep since we've arrived here. The band of goblins responsible for that has been... Hey, maybe that's it. They are forming a band. Well, break their drums so they'll stop playing their awful music. Yes.
Perhaps soon we will toast our victory against the orcs of Moria.
Linkbone sent you to help me? Well, this is most fortuitous timing, good elf. I have just a task for such as yourself. We are running dangerously low on supplies. I was bringing a cart over from Durin's Threshold, but we were ambushed outside of Matterbow. We were driven back before reinforcements arrived, and the goblins made off with our supplies. I would greatly appreciate it if you could go and find the missing crates. Alright, let's get going. We'll pick up... Since those other two are unrelated to this, so we'll just head over there and take care of some goblins as quickly as possible. Now, in order to get here, I usually go up the way you would go up in order to get to the 21st Hall. Now, the right fork takes you to the 21st Hall, and the left fork takes you to the quest we're looking for, and in fact, here we go. Well, we also have a Morval here. And yeah, we're going to be running into a few of these in here. Which should be no surprise considering what I was saying in the Scholar's Quest, where one of the options were the Morval with their bats, and with their unfortunate bats being too high of a level. Alright, there's my first goblin. So we're in the Hall of the High Stairs, so therefore we're at least able to start getting credit for those. But the main thing here is to take care of these drums. Now we're not going to be able to do the riders. And we're going to be running into large numbers of warg riders in here. Yes, right. The goblins cheat. They got mounted combat in Moria. We had to wait till Rohan. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're gonna have to run. We're gonna run into these things at random, and of course we run into bats like crazy. But I guess bats are natural inside of a dark place, since they don't need light to see. Assuming, well, I would think that echolocation is a type of sight, even if it's... We usually think of it as something involving light. But if you use light to just mean something used to locate something to a very precise degree, then I'll call it a form of sight. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so now we can start taking care of drums. And there's the first one. And there's the second one. And we have these defenders here. And there's a defender next to just about every single drum we're going to be finding. So we're going to have to take care of those. Personally, I think they should call them conscripted drummers instead, because they're next to them. And it sounds like that, well, maybe it sounds like since you don't hear the beating of the drum, but it seems like the purpose there is to, oh well, unfortunately, getting close enough so I could tell whether or not they're attempting to beat the drum is hard. Now, I know one of the drums is up there, so where is... Is there one more up there? See, I'm gonna get the goblins I need very easily. That's the easy part. Now, I don't think that there are any more drums up here. Yeah. I think that's the end of the road for the drums, so let's find out where the... Maybe there are two up on that way. Or there's one this way, perhaps? Ah, yes, there it is. There's one right there. And we'll take care of that. Hey! Stop driving me batty. Do I shoot rays out of my light to attack you? Then why should you get to shoot out sound pulses to stun me, right? Okay, okay. I shoot out lightning to stun you, so I suppose that's fair enough. Alright. Let's see. Okay, okay. Get rid of that. Shut up. There we go. Now, I have a long-standing belief that there are very few things that are more annoying than a goblin. But the first one that's on my list is a goblin riding a warg. But as you can see that goblins are still involved in the equation. Alright, now let us get out of here. Speaking of, well, not exactly what I would call beating a drum in the traditional way, I must say about that. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe music is the wrong word for what they're doing. Alright, let's get back to the Chamber of Crossroads, assuming I can get... Hey, I did not invite you to the party. I did not invite you to the party. So you can just go back. Go back to wherever you were supposed to be. Alright, fine. More of these crazy... We are going to be running into a few more of these and more, I can tell you that. That is most unfortunate. Let's see. Now, where do we want to... Oh, well, that's a... That doesn't go anywhere anyway. Yes. You'd think that if I got here, I'd be able to get back without any trouble, but no. Oh, wimp out. Wimp out, wimp out, wimp out, wimp out. Done. Oh, I need to reforge. That'd be a very important reforging too, because I'm thinking of breaking down that weapon when it hits level 31, rather than waiting it to get off. Well, or I could save it till 40. The first one won't level up while it's the first one you get, the one you get in the initial quest. It will not level up if it's in your inventory. You have to have it in your active equipped area, which is annoying when you want to go to a new item and replace it, since you either have to break it down at an inconvenient spot, or you have to keep on using it past its prime. I tend to choose the latter, even though I suspect that the former is probably optimal. So I'm probably going to let that go either to 30, 31 or to 40. Probably 31 would be a lot better. I'll just break it down then. The question is, what level should I change it? Because right now I think I have a 53 around. Should I wait for a 55? Getting close. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, I am back here in the Chamber of Crossroads.
The House of Durin will live forever!
You have dealt a blow to the goblins laying hold to the hall, and this is a welcome first step to taking back the High Stair. We must continue to be vigilant against the goblins, for they will not easily retreat. I am most thankful for your help, and you have given me great hope, alright?
If it were not for the prospect of finding me through, I would not have come here.
Why, yeah, I have to agree with that. Thank you for your help, Pinestone. I am very much looking forward to taking a nap in a while. It may seem like a small thing, but the better rested we are when we battle is joined, the more favorable towards us it will go. Alright, I'll give you a point with that. Ooh. Alright, let me go and turn in these. I really should have done that before.
The Orcs of Moria have much to account for.
Alright, so here's my legendary item. Extracting flame cooldown. Neither of them seems to be ones that I really care about all that much. Probably a strike against using that thing. Well, let's get my rep up. And I'll worry about sorting that out when we're offline. But now let's take care of these two quests. Hello there.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm. Stay and speak with me a moment.
Remember this armor I found with the bats way long ago? Well, I'm finally continuing that series. The armor you found is a beautiful piece of craftsmanship, Pinestone. What interests me particularly are these gouges in it. Look here and here. I believe this was carried by a creature's claws. You were attacked by bats? Well, I suppose, but why would a bat carry a piece of armor about? This is most peculiar. When inspecting finely crafted armor, there is one dwarf who I would count on beyond any others. Sigdon. Talk to him here in the chamber at Crossroads. He may have some insight into the strange find. Now you may be wondering why he just sends you to another dwarf right here. I suspect he was in another room before the revamp, and they just moved him here to save the
May
trap.
Durin return soon to his halls.
Yes, I am Sigdon, your servant, brave Rune-keeper. Why have you sought me out? These scratches are too deep to have been caused by even the largest of bats. I would have thinking something much stronger has piercing the armor this well made. And that's all I can really say. Alright, well. Alright. Said the gouges weren't made by bats.
The House of Durin will live forever.
Well, yeah, well, neither do I think that. The bats fit into this some way, but I've not yet figured that out. I don't think there's ever a follow-up to that. Don't ask me why. That's just a random thing that happens. Here.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
Do you see that shattered statue just in the center of the hall, friend? Well, half a statue at least. According to the records and carvings we have found, once it depicted a brave dwarf by the name of Helgi Goblinbane. The goblins of Moria have been systematically smashing all image they can find of him. I am not even sure that this isn't the last remnant of this legacy. It was nearly whole when I first arrived, but it was recently a party of goblins reduced the statue to a state to which you see it now. They carried off pieces, boasting that they would become objects of ridicule in goblin camps throughout the mines. If you are prepared for a dangerous and noble undertaking, go look closely at the statue's base, so that you will recognize its pieces when you go seeking them. Alright, fine. Alright, here we go. The statue is missing most of its body from the waist up. Alright. Which is something I pretty much gathered when I looked from it from a distance.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
So, you think you could recognize the statue's pieces now? If you were to run into them? I think the rest are in goblin and orc camps throughout Khazad-dûm. I would start heading east and to Jakarta's. They're in the direction to which the goblins who smashed the statue fled. Alright. Well then, we're to look for various statue pieces, and to look for some supply crates, and to look for someone by the name of Rune. But that is all for our next episode of Pine Leaf Plays, the Rune-keeper.